It's a shitty song. Shitty song. Next time, please get a better song. It's a shitty song. Oh, the intro. Dancing happy StarCraft players. Yes, gay, 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 gay. Hey guys, Ranching here, bringing Stork of commentary. This is going to be the third set between Stork and ZerO in the quarterfinals of the PDPOP MSL 2010/11 winter season MSL, basically. It's going to be on Dante. Speak at the upper right hand corner in purple zerg. ZerO never looks as tired as another extremely good zerg player we all know and love. At the bottom right hand corner, wait, did I just confuse all that? Show me the map again. Brown protoss is Stork. Yes, I know that. He's at the upper right hand. I think I confused that. Okay, Stork's at the upper right hand position as the brown protoss. Bottom right hand position as the purple zerg is ZerO. Cool. 36, 37, 38. A little bit more towards the zerg. This map has turned out to be a little bit more popular amongst the zerg populace. Actually, quite a bit more popular amongst the zerg populace, but I'm pretty sure this is the only heavily zerg favorite map, or really much zerg, a lot zerg favorite map in the entire pool. Might be wrong, but this one seems the most biased. Just kind of with the amount of expanding a zerg can be allowed because of this map, because you're only playing. It's a 4-player map, but the zerg can really kind of spread themselves out a lot, and that can be a lot of trouble. ZerO gonna start. ZerO, what the frick am I talking about? ZerO, wrong set. ZerO gonna start with the overpull build. Just scout out. We're gonna see Stork scouting out. See when they're gonna go for some weird wackiness this time, or whether he learned his lesson. Probe, forge. There we go. There we go. Stork, you can do it, Bobby. His name is not Bobby. Zerg scout coming on the opposite side from ZerO's like he's old, taking a while to get towards the lower left position. So drone's like, oh, what's up? It's a probe! Yay! I can go to the upper right hand. That's probably gonna be the right location. Not necessarily, but hey, Stork being forced to use 2 of those scouts is an overpull. Gonna be seeing some of those zerglings come out. So Stork might be safe if he puts down Nexus first, but a cannon would be safer. Meanwhile, I'm going to try to harass that drone. 6 zerglings going to run out right now, because if this game ends right now, that'd be so silly. Okay, double cannons, drone going to come in there, try to harass. And I think that in and of itself might have been just a clue for Stork to like, you know what, I'm going to put down double cannon. Yeah, think I'm going to put down those double cannons this time. Those drones are actually, zerglings are actually on the way. Are they actually going to beat the cannons or not? Cannons are on the way. A couple of probes in there as well. Putting down a gateway before Nexus just to blockade. More probes coming off the line. Jesus, look at all this pressure. It might have even been a 9-pull, actually, now that I'm looking at it. These are very fast zerglings. Coming out very fast for an overpull. Generally, if a zerg player goes for an overpull, protoss player will be safe enough to go for Nexus, then follow it up with a couple of cannons. Yeah, praying for Stork there apparently. And Stork's smart enough with a probe out there, actually going to spot ZerO, putting down the natural expansion for this low left in position. This is pretty much what zergs tend to do. They're just going to take their third at that natural position and feel safe in doing that. Stork not going to be able to deny that for long. Zerglings are on the way there. Should be putting up his Nexus soon, but it was delayed quite a bit. Probably going to stay there as long as he possibly can, but as soon as the Zerglings get there, that's not going to happen. Ooh, getting the drone very low. It's going to try to run around and stay alive as long as possible, but that expansion comes up right now as we speak. Simulator on the way on the opposite side for Stork. His Nexus coming a little bit late. Instead, his tech coming a little bit earlier, actually. So, unfortunately, being forced to throw off his build. That's already a nice advantage here for ZerO. Obviously, sure, his own third was delayed. That's not great, but still, great job by him to force Stork to push down that gateway before anything else. Stork gonna lose that scouting probe out there. And 2-0 under. Stork's in a lot of trouble. For those of you that don't know, I mean, I just watched the other day, over the weekend, when I had a little bit of time, I watched with a friend of mine, Silentum, as you remember, Till Silence / Silentum. We watched the OSL finals on Nuke's account, and that's there. That's Stork versus Fantasy. Go watch that. If I've spoiled something for somebody, sorry. That's been out there for a while, but yeah, go watch that. It's pretty darn awesome, in my opinion. Pretty fun, interesting final. Go watch that. I think he actually played this just before the final, like within a week of the final. I think he played this series. So whether that had any effect on him mentally or not, I don't know. I'm not even gonna say a result. So like if he ends up being 3-0, that might have actually been a way to fire him up to win the finals, or it might have absolutely crushed him and made him lose the finals. I know the result. Some of you might not, and I'm not spoiling. Start getting that probe scout inside there, spotting the Spire. That's valuable information right there. ZerO's just gonna go for fairly standard play here, actually. 3 base into Spire. On the opposite side, though, should be seeing the Stargate coming up very soon. There we go. Stork has kind of started to normalize himself right now. But the problem is right now, because of his big delay, he has a Stargate and no Corsair out there yet. But Scourge are going to be out in time to meet the Corsair. So he's not really going to be able to utilize his Corsairs as generally you would want to. He has 3 Zealots there alongside a Probe. That's not something ZerO wants to engage. On the opposite side, ZerO is putting up his base defenses. Doesn't really have that many yet, though. So it seems like both guys were delayed in different ways a little bit. You don't really see ZerO with all of his SimCity yet, quite standing around, ready to go. Is putting up his additional hatcheries. I mean, you look at that entrance. Usually at this point already, almost at this point in the game, by the time there are Zealots out there, you already see that entrance blockaded. But of course, with Stork getting that early gate, we had Zealots earlier, so he can kind of waltz in. But at the same time, engaging drones and zerglings at the same time, not really something you want to do. I'm not even sure if he's going to be able to get a single Overlord kill, because Scourge should already be out there very, very soon. There you go. There pops the Spire. He's going to get, at the very least, scouting information, going to spot the Lord Weapon, but I'm not even sure if he's going to get a single Overlord from this. ZerO actually going to expand already to the 4th location, and going to put on a little bit of aggression on Stork at his front. That's not going to happen. A couple of cannons and a bunch of Zealots there. Even a large number of Berserkers aren't really going to be able to do too much. Their second Corsair flying out there, so we're going to try to get at least 1 Overlord. That's important. If he doesn't get at least 1 Overlord, that's going to be pretty bad. Scourge should be out there soon, but I think he's definitely going to get this Overlord, though, despite that. Do you see the SimCity on the way for ZerO actually canceling with one of his drones, whatever he was going to do that? Might think he got that Overlord. Corsair actually might get taken down, should actually be able to get to the safety of the cannons before both Scourge hit. Zerglings also kind of milling around. But I do see finally some CS, some base defenses being put up, hatcheries alongside those sunken colonies. Just really fun to see how the game has evolved. Like, 2 years ago, this was not. 2 years ago, Zergs did not defend their bases like this. 2 years ago, there was not... Well, something like this. But 2 bases ago, it was possible to penetrate a Zerg's base. Did see a robotic support bay from Stork, by the way. Not Stork's standard play all the time, I'd say, against Zerg, but he has shown himself very capable of this with air builds. He's basically an overall, jack of all trades and a master of the versus Terran part of it. But he's still an overall very powerful player. He can't, any build that is in the book, Stork can pull it off. He can pull it off well. And just certain things he does remarkably well, such as carriers. He's probably the best player with carriers in the game. Anyone goes toe-to-toe, carriers versus carriers against Stork, they're going to lose in PvP. You can't go carriers versus carriers in PvT. But, that's what I'm saying. Best carrier player in the game. I think the only guy that might actually have gone head-to-head with him in PvP with carrier play would be Jangby, but Jangby's kind of fallen off the wagon since losing 2 finals in a row. Stork, yeah, going very heavy on the air. Has weapons, 1 upgrade's already ready. Seems like he's going to fly in there. Might almost going to get hit by Corsairs. Nice, Marco. Still going to lose a Corsair despite that turnaround. Those Corsairs were just far too close. Didn't manage to do enough damage. Support colony is being put up, so ZerO's way on top of this. Like, nah, that's not going to happen to me, Bobby. On the opposite side, you do see back home just a few Zealots blocking that ramp, so nothing gets penetrated. That's what she said. 5 additional gateways being put up, only 1 Stargate. So he seems like he's going to start off with some Sarah Reaver harassment, then just focus into a big army build right afterwards. Tech up to that later on in the game. But yeah, Reavers have shown to be very effective against Protoss overall, and seen really good play. I mean, we saw from Snow some very nice Reaver and Templar play. I mean, it's very micro-intensive going that, and Stork doesn't have the highest micro APM in the game. That doesn't really stop him from getting into finals again and again, apparently. And he's still an overall ridiculously good player. He's kind of pretty much one of the most consistent players of all time. I mean, he started playing this game in, what, 2005? I think it was in around 2007 that he kind of had his big breakthrough when he's like really started to play at a really high level, started to get to finals, and started just overall playing ridiculously well. And he's kind of stayed almost at that level of consistency since then, and it hasn't really strayed from that. Sometimes he's had off seasons, but still, overall, he's been a very solid player. Gonna go in there, gonna snipe one Overlord with some harassment. Gonna lose a Corsair in the process. Not really something you want to do. Taking a lot of splash damage there. And the opposite side home should be getting speed on that shuttle. You do not want to go harassing without speed. I mean, so many Protoss players have gone out. Shuttle speed, double Reaver inside, then just get it sniped due to a Hydra burrow trap or something like that. And it just ends up really backfiring in their faces going for this build. And from then on, you just kind of play in the back foot. And unfortunately for Stork, he's not really getting any harassment done, aside from killing a few Overlords here and there. And ZerO's on 4 bases and Stork's on 2. That's still a fairly big disadvantage. He's going to have to move out. He has quite a few Dragoons out there with those Zealots. Now he has to start moving out, picking up that minute only for himself. That's the safest build way to go. And then transition towards that 3 o'clock. That's pretty much the safest bet for him here. Has his Reavers close to his forts. That's enough to kind of force those Hydras back a little bit. Doesn't want to be very careful how he engages in the middle. You're gotta be very careful. ZerO actually kind of seems like he's baiting him a little bit towards this high ground, and that's not where Stork wants to go. He wants to kind of move out a little bit. He really has to start working on an expansion right now because ZerO has the economy he needs. He's already built up a very strong economy. Stork can only play a delay game the way it is right now because if the game goes on 2 to 4 bases against a Zerg player with ZerO making no mistakes because he's not the type of player that'll make some silly mistakes when he's ahead, Stork's just going to get killed because ZerO's going to be able to constantly reinforce. Seems like Stork's actually going to go for some aggressive maneuvers here, getting a decent Scarab off. Second Scarab not doing so much. But the problem is right now he's going to get harassed right in the back right now. He's pretty much cleared up everything at the front, but now so we're going to be seeing the Scourge. They're not going to be able to target the shuttle. Shuttle does go down. The other is just on the ground. They're going to be focused down very quickly, and that's Stork losing his main forces there. All of his Zealots going down, nothing but Dragoons, and that's what I'm talking about. He's made the mistake here. And he's paid for it with pretty much his entire army. Last of the Hydras come in. Stork's entire army gets mopped up. Ignored those forces in the middle. Going for this lower right-hand base, I think, was a really big mistake. Going for that natural expansion. You see the look on his face. Like, not happy at all with what he's done. There were no lurkers on the ground, so a couple of observers that were flying around weren't really helpful in that way. And he pretty much has no army on the ground now. I mean, ZerO took no harassment there economic whatsoever. He's just going to be able to continue pumping, and soon enough he's just going to have a big enough army, especially with those lurkers, to press through into this natural expansion and kill it. Citadel Dune just now coming up for Stork, so he hasn't had Zealot speed for quite a while. He didn't have Zealot speed in that engagement. He did not have his Zealots doing what they need to be doing. And unfortunately, I think this game is just slowly, and it was kind of slowly working a little bit in ZerO's favor, but after the big engagement, ZerO lost a lot of forces, but the problem is he can eke out a lot more forces a lot quicker. Stork would just have some Dragoons and 1 Reaver, and Hydra's just going to be running in. Forge going to go down, the gate was going to go down momentarily. They're not even afraid of those cannons right there. Only Dragoons too far back, and these Hydra's not afraid at all. They're just going to push as much as they can, do a little bit of damage. If they get pushed back, they're just going to regroup, get some more of them. Go and wait for the lurkers, then just push in and win it. Drones are already going around across the map for ZerO. Don't know why he's going so close to Stork's base, actually. Should just be expanding towards the 6 o'clock position. I mean, honestly, with the amount of pressure and with that contain, ZerO can easily take an additional base. There come the lurkers. That's going to complete the contain. The gateway's going to go down in 2 seconds. 1, 2. Okay, I was wrong. I'm sorry. But still going to push in completely. Lurkers at the back. They're going to push in even closer. Hydras is attacking everything. Zealots moving in to try to engage. They're instantly going to die to the lurkers. They don't have speed, so they can't even move and engage fast enough. Now it's nothing but Dragoons against lurkers and Hydras and way too much team. No splash damage whatsoever from Stork. No storms. No scarabs. Nothing. Dragoons are doing a decent job fighting toe-to-toe with these Hydras, focusing them down, but meanwhile the lurkers, they're just going to get closer and closer. 1 single Reaver in there, going to get a Scarab off. Observers should be in the area to help him get those. Oh, lurkers coming into the probe line. Now probes are not coming off the line. They should start fighting. They're just going to all go down. Look at those probes instantly dying. 2 extremely damaged lurkers, but Stork being pushed all the way back. Seems like this is just going to be a wait on the GG type of thing here for Stork because he's going to get pushed. This is going to get finished right now. ZerO's slowly going to reinforce this. I think he's not even bothering. He doesn't really need to take a 6th. He can, but he doesn't really need to. He's really ahead economically on this 4 base. He can just keep pumping like crazy. Seems like he's reinforcing around the middle a little bit and then just going to run with more forces. There come the additional Hydras. They're going to help focus down. Observers flying out. They're going to die as well. 2 Reavers in there for Stork. That's his one single lifeline. He has to pull a miracle with these couple of Reavers, but with those Lurkers on the ground, no observers, nothing going to happen. With that Nexus going down, that's it. That's GG. That's the game right there. Stork, honestly, especially in the last 2 sets, very disappointing performance from him. Nice scare up there, but really just not enough. A lot of Hydras dying, but natural expansion's already going down, and Stork can do nothing. He has Hydras flying around. They're not doing anything. Has an Observer finally in there way too late. That's probably going to... Okay, maybe not going to get focused down because of that Overlord dying, but still not really a very good game from Stork, I must say. I've seen him play a lot better quite a few times. He's actually going to try to push all the way out of his base, but there's nothing going to happen for him there. GG. ZerO absolutely crushing the Dino toss here. Not giving him a chance, not letting up for 1 second. He wants a friggin' title. He wants it now. He's going to go sign a t-shirt, then go home and figure out the next build he needs to build the next player he plays. So that was that. GG guys, wrenching out this listening. Hope you enjoyed.